Hello, everyone. This is Mary Michele with OneChicMama, and I want to welcome you back to another edition of OneChicMama TV. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I've got some great information to share with you, and actually I have a great lineup. I am so pleased to be interviewing today fellow stylist Julianne Stick. She calls herself a success style guide image expert. And she's with us all the way from Los Angeles, California. So it'll be great to get a West Coast take on style. We're going to talk trends. We're going to talk color. And we're really going to help you understand what to wear. So we've got that. I also have another great giveaway. Last week, we had a wonderful giveaway from my girlfriend's closet. This week, we have a beautiful necklace. This necklace is called the Easy Living Necklace. It's from Premier Designs Jewelry, and our sponsor this week is Mary Carmen Weiser. So I want to thank Mary Carmen for generously sponsoring our show and being our giveaway sponsor. Now, what I love about this necklace, just real quick, is that it's versatile. You can wear it this way. You can flip it around. I've been kind of playing with it. You can do a couple of different things with it. So one thing I talk to my clients about is wearing jewelry that repeats their personal scale. So if one way works for you or doesn't work for you, chances are there's another way you can wear it. So if you'd like to enter to win this fabulous necklace, you can be anywhere in the world to win this. We'll mail it to you. All you need to do is go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/OneChicMama. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you want to see on the show. Tell me what you like about the show if you watched last week. Tell me what you want to see more of. We want to hear from you. Now, back to our guest. Well, actually, let me tell you one thing. One thing that I wanted to share with you today. I have a fabulous quote. If you know me, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I love quotes. And today's quote is from Alicia Keys, who I happen to really love. And what she has to say is the most important thing to remember is that you can wear all the greatest clothes and all the greatest shoes. But you've got to have a good spirit on the inside. It's really what's in here that counts. I paraphrased her quote, but she says that's what's really going to make you look like you're ready to rock the world. So I want you to look like you're ready to rock the world and feel like you're ready to rock. And to help you know what to wear to rock the world is my guest, Julianne Stick. Now, Julianne Stick's visionary purpose is to recognize the inner and outer beauty. It really is. It's not just the outer. It is the inside and the outside. And it's so great to talk to somebody else who recognizes that and helps to empower women through their style. She wants women to be able to see for themselves that they are beautiful, and she wants to help them reflect their inner beauty through their style. Now, Julianne actually did not go to school, and she has no formal education in this realm. She is self-taught, and she is a very successful entrepreneur. Julianne is also a keynote speaker and a success style guide image expert, which we're going to find out more about later. But her business career actually began in commercial real estate. She transitioned into title insurance, and eventually she was a top stylist at Nordstrom. So she's pretty well-rounded. And she has created a wonderful programs for her clients. One thing I'm excited to hear more about today, Julianne has created her own app. Now, most of you probably have a smartphone, so we're going to talk more about that, then you can go check it out for yourself. It is called Color RX, and it's a mobile app that provides, essentially it's a virtual color consultation, which is one thing that both Julianne and I do when we sit down with our clients one-on-one. So if you don't want to sit down with the stylist, it's a great way to figure out what are your best colors. Now, Julianne lives in Los Angeles, California with her. She says that she's married to the most wonderful man on the planet. I don't know. I have to say the same about my husband, too. But she's been married for 18 years. They have a blended family, which I have a blended family, too. We have a lot in common. And she has 3 kids, 2 dogs, and their home borders on the Angeles National Forest north of Los Angeles. So welcome, Julianne. I'm thrilled to have you here today.
And I am totally excited to be with you today, Michele.
Great. Julianne, I want to start out, I want to start out by hearing a little bit about your story. How did you get into style, and why are you passionate about what you do?
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's like one of those once upon a time stories. I'm just gonna keep it really short, but the reality is that I grew up in a really amazing family, a great family. School was good, loved it. I had lots of friends, really popular, but I was hiding a shameful secret, and that is that I had been sexually abused. And so, as a result of all of the shame and the difficult times that I went through for that, I turned to looking perfect all the time because I figured if I looked perfect on the outside, no one would be able to see what was going on inside. And so, inadvertently, that sort of gave me an interest in fashion. And as I have worked through my own journey in my own life and the healing and all of the stuff that goes along with where I'm at with it now, I started working with women and I started seeing that there was this, kind of this common thread that was going on. That if there were women that weren't might maybe doing what I was doing by overcompensating and looking perfect all the time, that they might be at the other end of the spectrum and not feeling worthy of actually taking care of themselves. And then there were the women that were in the middle that might although their stories might be different, the details might be different, that they may have been holding on to something that was really preventing them from really stepping out into who they were as an inner woman. And so that's like the real nuts and bolts of the work that I do. And so, I always say, don't tell anybody, but the clothes are really secondary as far as I'm concerned, because I can teach women all of the right cuts and colors and styles, but it's all for naught if they are not feeling worthy of actually implementing that and putting those clothes on and taking good care of themselves and honoring themselves.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And, that's a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're very welcome.
And, I know a lot of other women out there have struggled with issues. Women struggle with issues of all kinds. And some women look to their image to hide things, and some look to their image to help them express things. But I think it's great that you talk about dressing from the inside out and about honoring yourself, because that's really something that I work with my clients about. It's not about showing up and saying, "Hey, I look fabulous. I look better than everybody. I'm perfect." It's not about being perfect. In fact, it is so far from being perfect. But the gist of it is, and in fact, the e-zine that I sent out the other day was about how you are already perfect. So it's not about being the perfect image, but it really is about embracing yourself as already being perfect and going from there.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
how would you describe your philosophy? You've talked a little bit about dressing from the inside out, but how would you describe your philosophy about personal style? And when you work with a client, how do you help to bring that out?
How do I help them bring that out? Well, really, when I am teaching a workshop or working with a client one-on-one, it's really, as you know, it's about getting to know the person and not creating a cookie cutter approach to, this is how you should look. Because the reality is, I'm not there to tell someone how they should look. I'm there to get to know that person, how they feel about themselves, what arenas that maybe they might be having some challenges, and then really kind of bring her out through her wardrobe. And so in addition to the inner work that we do, and to be really honest, I do a ton of coaching with women on this one particular piece. And then we go through all of the practical, like Michele, you and I are so much alike. And then we want to make things easy for women. We want to make it real streamlined. We want them to know that everything that they have in their wardrobe is a good cut, color, and style for them, and something that they would actually be excited to wear, so that when they open the doors in the morning, I always say putting yourself together in the morning is like I liken it to eating a healthy breakfast, because when we take those actions, it really sets the tone, like when you eat a healthy breakfast, for what you want to eat for the rest of the day and how you feel for the rest of the day. Whereas when we take the actions to put ourselves together and look our very best, it's going to set the tone for how we feel and how we treat others and what of ourselves we allow out. Because as you are well aware, when we don't do that, we might be out and about and we might see someone that we would want to interact with. And if we're not, and again, you're absolutely right. It's not about, we don't have to go out of the doors each and every day looking perfect. But it's just an idea of whatever it is that we do to put ourselves together, that we have some pride. And that if we do see someone that we might be interested in having a conversation with, that we're not going to allow how we've cared or not cared about ourselves that day to even be an issue, that we would be able to be out there and be expressing ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're right. We are so spot on, I think, as far as our philosophy goes, because, I talk about clients. In fact, I was talking with somebody earlier today, and she said, do I really have to dress up? Do I really have to walk out the door looking fabulous every day? And I said, fabulous is a relative term, but it really is about honoring yourself. Whether you're wearing sweatpants or whether you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt or whether you're dressed to the nines, it's about saying, hey, do I feel great?
Yes.
Because it matters. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about is you've got a great personal style. And I think it's it's absolutely your personal style, everyone's personal style, or their signature style, as I like to call it, that sets you apart, that makes you memorable. How would you describe your own personal style?
Oh my gosh, I love this one. I am classic with a kick. I am all about having a classic wardrobe, but then bringing a little bit of edge into my look. And that's what allows me to feel young and sexy and vibrant. While as you work with your clients, you're talking with them about building their foundation and the strong foundation, and that's all great. So I've got this great strong foundation with basically a lot of classic clothes, but I want to throw some fun in there. I want to look really classy and then put on maybe a black leather studded bracelet and a kind of an edgy necklace to kind of bring out the playfulness in me. So classic with a kick would be definitely it.
It sounds like you've got a little bit of dramatic flair in there as well.
Oh, maybe.
A little bit of rock star. I love it. What would you say would be some of your signature items?
Oh, wow. Statement necklaces. That is absolutely across the board. I love wearing pieces that have a lot of interest. I like, although I'm not real tall. I'm 5'7". I carry them off just because I'm willing to carry them off. There's some women that maybe can't carry off a real big piece because that's not their personality, or maybe their stature doesn't work for it. But I'm able to step out and that's my piece. I love just having a real simple outfit on and then putting on a piece that is so incredibly stunning that nobody even notices anything else about what I'm wearing.
That's a great idea.
And then the second thing is I love wearing dresses. And one of the reasons is because it's so easy. And I always tell my clients, if you find a dress that works for you, buy it. And don't be afraid to invest a little in dresses, because the reality is that's your outfit. You don't need to necessarily, you don't have a pant or a skirt or a blouse that you have to pair with it. That's the outfit. And it's so, on those days that maybe I'm running out the door, I know that I've got these go-to dresses that I can just pull out of the closet, throw a great necklace on, and I feel terrific.
Dresses are so easy. And so many people ask me, why do you wear dresses so much? Because they're easy. You throw them on, you don't have to think about it too much. And right. I don't think a lot of people realize how easy they are. Now, one question I get asked a lot, and I would love to hear your take on it. Actually, it's a twofold question. First of all, what is your take on pantyhose? or versus tights? And what do you recommend to your clients?
Well, it really depends on who it is I'm working with. I love the fact that being a lady is really in right now. And stepping into that place of femininity and really to me it's a little on the retro side, which I love. So as far as tights or pantyhose, I mean, luckily because I'm here in Southern California, it doesn't get real cold where I am. But I think that if women feel good wearing pantyhose or tights, that they should definitely do it. I think that keeping them subtly, if you want to do a texture or something like that, I think that's a great way to do it. Some of the real loud textures that are out there work for maybe some of the younger crowd, but that we don't necessarily want to be attracting a ton of attention to our legs. So I hope I answered your question.
No, I think that's great. Now, my next question is this. I have a lot of clients and I talk to a lot of people who either can't or do not want to wear heels. Now, what do you recommend that they wear with dresses? Flats, boots? What's your take on that?
Boy, that is the age-old question, isn't it?
Yes.
And to be honest, I'm sort of stepping into that place with them because I'm suffering with some foot issues. But I think I think flats is what I would say, and I would do something on the more subtle side. One of the elements that we run into is that often the comfort shoe lines are also the clunky shoe lines. And so making sure that it's subtle and it's streamlined, and that the real key is if they're going to wear flats with the skirt or a dress, that the length of the skirt or the dress be proportionate to the fact that they're wearing flats with it.
Good answer. Yeah, that's definitely a factor, because if the skirt gets too long and you're wearing flats, it can just look very frumpy.
Yes, it can.
Now, you mentioned, I want to backtrack for a minute. You mentioned statement necklaces are one of your signature pieces. Do you have, where do you like to shop for statement necklaces? And what are some of your insider tips that you can give us for wearing statement necklaces or for buying other chunky jewelry or fun jewelry without spending a lot of money?
Oh my gosh, this is a great question. I love this question because it's all about being able to invest in the items that are classic. And I know I'm preaching to the choir with you, Michele, but it's about investing in those pieces that are going to be more long-term and then having fun with the fashion jewelry. So I tell a lot of my clients, go to Target, go to J.C. Penney's has great fashion jewelry, and sometimes they have these wonderful sales, buy one, you get the second one for 88 cents. Do you have Charming Charlie's near where you are?
We just had one open up, and I'm embarrassed to say I have not been there yet.
Oh my gosh, you're going to love it.
I need to go check it out. I'm almost scared to go in there.
The thing that's really nice about Charming Charlie's is everything is colorized. So if you need a silver necklace with blue in it, you can go to the blue silver section and everything is right there.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And really, really great, really kind of fun pieces. You have to be really careful of the quality. You really want to look at the quality because, so it might be cute, but this is another thing, put it on and make sure it's comfortable, because sometimes those things can be scratchy and we get them home and we put it on and we're going, no, I'm not wearing this because it's uncomfortable.
That makes a difference. Hey, let me just throw out there, if you have a question for me or for Julie, we want to hear from you. We definitely want to give you some tips, some information that you want to hear about. So all you need to do is call 919-518-9773 or just log on to the chat and you can ask it right there, but we'd be happy to address that. Now, I will say this, one of my favorite places to shop for jewelry and accessories is Forever 21. And I actually was talking to someone earlier today about that, and they were like, "What?" I'm kind of turned off by the name. I said, "You know what? I joke around and say I'm over double 21, but it's fun, and it's fun because you can go in there and spend I don't know $6-8 and get something great. I did not know about the 88-cent jewelry sales at JCPenney. I will definitely have to check that out.
Yes. And I'll have to check out Forever 21 because I haven't been in there for a while.
Yes, yes. Now let's talk about color for a few minutes. You apparently have a lot to say about color, and I'm so excited that you've created an app. Tell me a little bit if someone has never had their colors done and really doesn't know what that entails, what would they expect when they log on to use your app, and how can they best utilize that?
Okay. Well, I just believe that color is the most powerful tool we have in our wardrobe. And what we find, because I know that you have mentioned this as well, is that so often when we work with clients one on one, there's so much black in their wardrobe. And to me, black is, it has its place, but the reality is that color makes us, when we're wearing the right ones, makes us look younger, we look healthier. I mean, that in and of itself is enough, but our eye color pops, our teeth look whiter, and we just look more vibrant. And so really knowing those good colors. And then I got to share kind of a fun story with you. Years ago, I was working with this guy that I had a really big crush on. And I kind of knew that he was interested and he was just about ready. I knew that like the time was getting really close where he was going to ask me out. And so that morning came that everything was like, oh, gotta do the hair and the makeup's gotta be all, just so. And I absolutely remember what I wore that day because we women do, don't we? And he walked up to me and my heart was fluttering and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, here it comes. And he looked at me and he said, Julianne, do you feel okay? You look tired. You look like you've been sick. And, of course, that's not what I was looking to have happen. But the cool thing is that once I stepped into the fashion industry and started working with color, as I do remember what I was wearing then, I realized that I was wearing a color that didn't work for me. So wearing those colors that don't work can make us look tired. They can make us look older. And not that anyone that's watching has any type of imperfection on their face, but if they did, it would make it stand out more. And so I am a huge believer in learning your color palette and sticking within that color palette for a couple of reasons. First of all, we look better. Second of all, when we dress within our palette, it makes it easier for us to get dressed because then when we know our good neutrals or foundation colors, we know that if we're staying within our palette, that everything is going to work and everything's going to coordinate. So I developed my mobile app. It is available for iPhone right now. We are in the works on Android. And you just go in and there's a selection of different hair colors and you want to choose the hair color that's closest to your natural color, if you can remember what that is. And just keeping in mind if your hair has warm tones in it, like reds or golds, that you want to choose a hair color that has warm tones.